Hello? Hello? Can everyone hear me? Yeah? All right, good. That's good. That's a good start to this talk. First of all, I would like to thank everyone for being here, sharing their time to listen to not only my story, but the story of 8 other phenomenal individuals. Is everyone enjoying their day so far? I need a little bit more energy. All right, that's perfect. That's perfect. And so today I'm going to talk a little bit about my life, my identity, and how I've moved through adversity and outcomes. And I'd like to start by taking a stroll through my childhood. I was born in Anchorage, Alaska, with 3 older sisters in a single-parented household. It was my sisters and my mom and me, the only boy. Shortly after I was born, we moved to Seattle, Washington, and I've been here ever since. I love it. It's where I live, is where my family is. We didn't always have finances. We pretty much never had finances. But what we didn't have in money, we made up for the compassion and the love and the happiness we shared with each other. Don't get me wrong, money is nice. I like having money. I like being able to go to school. But what I valued is the compassion that they poured into me. These gifts from my sisters, from my mom. And so this talk is a lot about paying it forward. And so I started to identify what these gifts really were. A lot of people say they give back to their family. But it starts with my family paying it forward to me. To give back is to repay something. To pay forward is to repay someone else. And so I identified and started to look at the compassions and the gifts my family had paid forward to me. And I used these gifts to navigate through times when I felt like I was alone, when I felt like I was in adversity. And these gifts would be tested as I moved through high school. It was sophomore year where I turned 16. It was sophomore year where I stayed after school, I was in clubs, and I chased girls. I was 16, I was a teenager. And it was sophomore year, I was homeless. Not once, but twice. And I relied on these gifts, the compassion, how my family had paid it forward to direct my happiness, to get me through these times of adversity, of struggle, when I felt alone. It was sophomore year, a man named Adam Burden strolled into my life. I say strolled because it wasn't quick. It didn't come fast. I didn't know how it would change my life. See, it started in 8th grade. I've known Adam for a while. He was my teacher in 8th grade. He was my teacher in 9th grade. And then in 10th grade, sophomore year, he offered to change my life. It was May 16th, 2010, when Adam picked up a homeless teenager from the Douglas Truth Library in Seattle. We sat in the car for what seemed like forever. I was 16. And he uttered the words, "David, in whatever capacity it may mean, I have a place for you." It was May 16, 2010, when Adam offered to take the homelessness out of my life, to physically put compassion into who I was as a person. He offered me the same gifts I'd only found from my mom, from my sisters. It was May 16, 2010, when I joined the extended part of my family with the family that had offered me gifts to get through times of difficulty. And it was last weekend where I went home to enjoy time with the extended part of my family, with Adam, with his wife Linda, with the baby Trey in the front row, my baby brother. And so I'm here today to identify moments of compassion, things that have shaped my identity as an individual, to help me start to pay forward for other people. I'm here today to build opportunities. I'm here today at the University of Washington as a freshman. I'm here today at this TED Talk because someone showed me enough compassion to change my life. Someone showed me enough compassion to pay it forward to change who I am. And so I looked at the moments of compassion that shaped my identity. And I talked a little earlier about how Adam changed my life. But it didn't start there. When Adam was in high school, he was in a similar situation and he was in need. And his gift came in the form of a math teacher named Chris Holland, who entered his life and gave him compassion and tended to his situation in similar ways that Adam tended to mine, by paying it forward with love, with support and compassion. You see, someone paid it forward to Adam, and Adam paid it forward to me. And it was that family dynamic of my sisters, of my mom, of Adam, that started my cycle of compassion. And I say cycle, I chose the word cycle very specifically, because it's not a journey. It's not my journey, it's not my path. Those words are too individual. See, a cycle is continuous. It's long-lasting. And it changes a little every time you add to it. And I've said this word, paying it forward, a lot. The gifts that my family presented me, the gift that Adam presented to me, that Chris paid on to Adam. But what does paying it forward really mean? This idea of interaction, of involvement. To pay it forward is to receive something and not to give back, but to give forward to someone else. This gift of compassion. And so when you think about paying it forward, it's not about achievement. It's not about how much you've done or how much you do. Paying it forward is about fulfillment. Your contribution to someone or someone else. Something else, bigger and outside of yourself. And so when I look at what has shaped my identity, I kept going back to two things. The compassion and gifts from my mother. And the compassion and gift from Adam to show me what education is. And so I look at what moments shaped my identity. What components of my cycle have made me want to give forward. And so senior year of high school and freshman year here, I started an organization that helps students nationwide find academic and financial assistance to get them to college, free of charge. Students everywhere. And I started to think, I'm supporting them with compassion, and I'm showing them how to find education the same way people supported me. So I identified what moments and what key characteristics shape how I want to give forward. And I started to give forward. I started to give to people, to invest in the compassion of others. I'm here today, I'm at this talk today as a freshman, as a 19-year-old, as a child, to illustrate that regardless of what state you are in life, how old you are, where you are is irrelevant. If you can answer these next questions with a yes, then the moment you need to start paying it forward and identifying these moments of compassion has to start now. Question 1, or A, has someone invested compassion in you? B, has someone supported you? C, has someone built the happiness in your life? Helped contribute to the happiness you have today? If the answer to any of those questions is yes, then the moment to identify how you can pay forward has to start now. It has to build today. These are pivotal moments in how we can impact the people that sit next to us. And so I was looking at my life. I was looking at what moments defined me. What moments defined my character. How can my compassion define other people's characters? And I sit and reflect often. And the thing that keeps popping up is a story one of my good friends told me a few weeks ago. It was about these group of kids, small village, didn't have finances, similar situation, different country. And I don't remember too many details of the story. I know they were playing a game of some sort. A lot of kids play games. But what I do remember is the word Ubuntu. It means I am because we are. I am because we are. That's the driving force behind a cycle of compassion. That's the driving ideal behind paying it forward. I am to contribute to the community around me. And so your job is to listen and absorb. But more than that, your job is not to mirror what I've done. It's not to go out and say, I have happiness, I have compassion, I need to give it to someone else. It's not to save the world. Your job is to look at what has shaped your identity, what compassion has contributed to your cycle, and in what capacity that allows you to pay it forward to another individual. Don't overextend. Don't burn yourself out, because then you limit how many cycles you can help spin faster. And so if we look at how we invest our time, invest our paying it forward, it's the compassion that we have for each other that develops the cycle that we can invest to pay it forward to other individuals. It's the moments we share today, the compassion you share tomorrow, that inspires how we can pay it forward for other individuals. It's these ideas and understandings of who we are and how we can contribute to someone else to help a cycle spin a little faster, or a cycle of compassion burn a little brighter. Thank you.